Hello. This is just a quick run through on how I'm using my new research platform. It's available on GitHub. It's Con platform. It'd be the usual name in Python, although you can work with it in R, as I can show later. What the package does is creates a high productivity environment for users. Right now, there's no configuration package. You have to install the Python directly and install all the dependencies, and that's not particularly easy. And on this computer, I've just installed it, and not everything is working properly. So, but this is very much in development right now. But the what I'll do is I'll just start a console, do it step by step. The first thing we do is we have to uh, get the package loaded. It's a con platform, and it's loaded. There's some information fairly loading. We can get a bit more information on what's in the platform now. Paste the I'm working in it's a Python environment. It's PyCharm, and it's open. Well, this is the free version, and this is all the information on the platform. And the way it works is the base package does very little. Everything comes from extensions. The idea is it's designed to be added to incrementally. And here's all the extensions. Everything loaded except the Quandl extension, because I didn't install their programming interface. Fred actually won't work because I'm missing an API on this computer. So these are all the extensions, and what we have here is databases, and there's basically I'm working with an SQLite database, but you can also have a text file database. It's not greatly useful, but it's easy to understand what's going on, easy if you want to test things, because basically one series gets thrown into a text file. And there's also a temporary SQLite database. SQLite, it's a database that runs locally on the computer. There's a file, which we'll see in a second. And, and then these are the data providers. And uh, they're coming in from CSVs or spreadsheets, but I've also got a hook to the DBnomics provider, uh, the aggregate. It's a European, US FRED, and what I just added was a JST macro history database, which I'll also take a look at, and also Reserve Bank of Australia. And I just repeated the statement. And the way it works is we say, look, I want to get a series and just do fetch. The idea is that we have a single fetch command for the entire platform. And I just paste this in. And what it did was it loaded, there wasn't a dig, so it loaded the series from the database. And just have a little quick plot. Okay, I think this is target balances. What this is, I'm just the ticker structure is here. This is some kind of target balance. I just grabbed this series. See, this is the DBnomics website, and each series has a page like this. And what we're looking at is the series ID, and it has this code here. And when we fetch, we go d at and then their ticker. And if we then look what's in our database, and what is in the database? Oh, we have the one series. And so what we're going to do is we're going to load data from the RBA. What I have like there's RBA data. They have some available at Quandl, but they don't, excuse me, at DBnomics, but DBnomics doesn't have the back history. If we go into here, I just did a wrapper that gets both the current at the end. Basically, we say here, we'd say this is the F16, and it's a spreadsheet, and it's mid rates of government securities. And so they have a series ID. This is what we use. Okay, we'll enable editing. And of course, it changes the cell because Excel is so friendly. We take their ticker, and then we say, let's fetch it. Ser equals fetch, not fetch, fetch. And the source is RBA XLS. We put in the at, and then we use their ticker. And there's a ding. And what that meant is that went to the provider, in this case, reading a spreadsheet. This way you know whether you're going to the database or the, no, it's not plot, it's quick plot. There is a plot, it's a pandas series, but the built-in, it's 2 lines of code, and I want 1 line of code. So anyway, so here's the data from their spreadsheet. And if we look at what's happening in our database, let's refresh. This is the metadata, it's the list of series. And here's the tickers. And it automatically, when we triggered one, we wanted 1 series, it went through the spreadsheet and grabbed everything. So now we're up to 53 series plus the one from DBnomics. Over time, this will grow. I just purge this database. See, it's a file, but they're all in there, and then later fetches will come in and just grab it from here rather than reading the spreadsheet. Over time, we'll have an update protocol. It's not really built yet. That the update protocol say, let's say we want this DBnomics series, and it probably hasn't changed. So for the next day, it'll just say, we'll put a marker and say, okay, when was the last refresh, and say today. And if it hasn't, if it's been refreshed in the last 24 hours, say, well, we'll assume it's fresh, and we'll just serve it from the database. If it's getting old, then we're going to go to the provider and get a data increment to replace the entire series, preferably an increment, so we're not doing huge requests all the time. And but see, this is all going on the hood. Whether you're refreshing or going to the database, it's all inside the fetch command. And we can work in other languages. This is RStudio for our language. I'm having some problems with the configuration here. So okay, we grab the series. Now we can plot it. What we've done is, okay, this is that target series. So we can work in R. This is how I usually work actually for my plotting, is I do it in R. But this called actually a Python command. If we look in here, using a reticulate package, and it'll call in and do it. But let's say there's a new, new as of today, database from, I call it JST, the macro financial aid, believe, I don't want to mangle the name, the Orda Schuleric Taylor macro history database. It has a Excel file which I downloaded, and you have to manually download. I don't go fetch the site because I don't want. This is test code. We don't want to bombard provider's website. I downloaded here into this directory, which is configurable, but and once again we will look at what's in this file in Excel, and it's not opening. Okay, let's open it. Is it doing anything? Is it that big? Interesting. So Excel is destroying my demonstration here. That's amazing. Great. Well, what we're going to do is we're just going to ignore that. And we're going to ignore Excel, and we're just going to try fetching something. And we don't know actually what we're fetching. And we'll run this. And it go into the provider. It's reading the spreadsheet. This is going to take a little while because it's a big spreadsheet. And it's going to convert those all to series. And it'll say ticker not found. Well, because that doesn't really question mark. But if we go in here, refresh, we should be able to find something in our database now. And here's all the tickers and series name, series description. Like I said, it'd be nice. Netherlands housing total return. That sounds like a fun series. So housing TR. So the ticker structure is JST Netherlands. That's the ISO country code space, and then this is their code that they used, and we'll just push that in. And okay, got the double JST because I take the full, and we'll source that, and it doesn't ding because it's getting it from the database now. And this is the return, I guess, on a year-to-year basis. It's an annual database going back to 1871. So right now you can grab any series, or I can. If you have, well, anyone with the platform can just say, look, here's the country code, here's the type of data, and you just extract it out without having to read the spreadsheet, which of course is still not appearing in Excel for some crazy reason. I have no idea why it's. Oh, here we are. Okay, so now it works. But see, here's the data. See, the issue, it's not that. Oh, thanks. Data. What do we want to do? We want to filter. No, seriously, come on. What is this? Is this enable editing? I'm not editing it. I just want to select Microsoft and their anti-productivity practices. Really, data. We can filter. So we can then, this is how the thing. Let's say we want Canada, and this is their data structure. So it's year, country, ISO. This is what the ISO country code, and this is the IFS country numeric code, and then these are all the data types. So if you wanted to create the time series, you have to select this column and let's say this column, and this saves you all that hassle. And then this is the description of all the data types. See, I haven't done any work with it because I've just imported it, but this is what it does. But see, going on, I dealt with the import once, and now I can work with it in an efficient manner. And that's an example of how I'm using the platform. There's a lot of missing features, but that's not, they'll be added as I work on it, and hopefully collaborators. But this is the basic principles that once you get the data into the system, you can work with it efficiently. Anyways, thanks.